It's not just about authentic positioning. It's really that kind of connection that makes someone say, oh, I have to work with her. And connection is everything. That's the beginning of a relationship. It's the beginning of trust. And then you have a really powerful start point that you can continue to build on. Hello, and welcome to the Art of Value Whispering podcast. I'm your host, Melitta Campbell, business coach and value whisperer. And on this show, we focus on smarter marketing for introverts and those who have a service-based business and really care about serving their clients deeper rather than trying to shout louder or try and become someone that they're just not. Because it's only when we're being ourselves that we can feel the most confident, that we can start to really create resonance and connection with the right people and opportunities that are going to grow our business and help us to have more of that positive impact that we want to create in the world. Now, today I want to share with you a framework that I really enjoy, and every time I share it with other people, they haven't heard of it before, and it shifts something in their thinking. And I understand why, because it's done the same for me. When I heard this for the first time, I was like, oh, that's it. And it's this idea of the hero's journey, which you probably have heard of. It's the storytelling technique that Joseph Campbell shared in his book, and it's been used time and time again. You'll see it in most films and stories out there. But what changed things for me was understanding the heroine's journey. And there's a slight difference in the heroine's journey that may click for you as well. And I think it's something that helps us connect with ourselves, but also it helps us with our communication with our clients. Because if you have a service-based business, particularly if you're a coach or a consultant and you're guiding someone through a transformation, the heroine's journey story arc is probably going to be most helpful for you over the hero's journey. Let me take you through those two journeys and where they differ. We'll start with the hero's journey that you've probably already heard of. This is where something happens in the village, a crisis, a call to action, and the hero, driven by duty or purpose or by a desire to prove himself in some way, leaves the village. This is the point in Star Wars, for example, where Luke Skywalker leaves because, well, he has no home left. It's all been destroyed. He is on a mission per se, but as soon as he meets the guide, things change. So he leaves on his quest. Then he finds a guide, some kind of mentor who walks alongside him, teaches him new skills, and he acquires new tools. And then he goes out and with these new tools, puts them to the test. There's usually one or two moments where he has to test these new skills. The first time they don't quite work as he planned. The second time they do work. And then he returns to the village triumphant. And he uses those tools to save the village. He's celebrated. He's the one who conquered. So that's the hero's journey. And of course, it's not always a village per se that he leaves and returns to, but there's some kind of start point where he starts, he leaves, and he comes back. And it's a really powerful story framework. And we can very often relate to this. But if you notice what drives the hero, it's something external. There's a problem out there that he wants to go and fix. And his worth is proven by what he achieves, what he defeats, and what he brings back. But very often, that isn't the real story for us. So while we can relate to it in certain situations, it's not relevant in every situation. So let me run you through the heroine's journey and how that differs. And this is a journey that I so often see with my clients. The heroine doesn't leave the village because something happens in the village. She leaves because something happens inside of her. Some quiet but persistent feeling that she doesn't quite belong, that she's not quite good enough, that there's something missing, not out there in the world, but within herself. She looks around at everyone else who seems to have it all figured out, And she wonders why she doesn't fit the mold. Why does she feel like an oddball? Why can't she do the same things as everyone else appears to be doing? You may be already thinking, oh, I already relate to this more. And this is certainly what got me is like, oh, this is different. And this is definitely how I feel. I'm on these journeys like constantly with different aspects of myself where I feel I want to improve. So the heroine of the journey, she decides that she doesn't fit in, she's not welcome, she doesn't belong, and so she leaves. Not with a clear quest, not with any desire to even return, not with a map or some direction. She leaves searching for something she can't quite name. And along the way, she doesn't necessarily meet a formal guide or mentor. Instead, she encounters situations, experiences, moments, sometimes something painful, sometimes beautiful, that slowly and gradually reveal something extraordinary to her about herself, that she already has everything she needs. Not that she needs to acquire it, not that she needs to earn it, not that she needs some new tools that she didn't already have, but that everything she needed was already there. She just couldn't see it yet. And when she comes back, she doesn't come back to save the village the way a hero does. She comes back to elevate it, to shift the culture, to raise the people and the environment within that village, to raise the bar of what's possible, not by doing anything in particular, but just by being more authentically her and using that inner brilliance, that inner magic that only she has for good. And in her case, the village isn't rescued, it's transformed because she is transformed. And this is the journey I see them far more often our clients are on when we're in this service-based environment. And we see the heroine's journey in films like The Wizard of Oz. You know, Dorothy had those ruby slippers right at the very beginning of the film, but she couldn't have clicked them and made them work. At that moment, she had to go on that journey to believe that she could click her heels and return home. It's like Elsa in Frozen. Nothing happened in her village. She just felt that she wasn't good enough. She was a danger. She didn't belong in her kingdom, so she left. And through that process of leaving, through Anna hunting her down, and she realized that she had it all along in her, and it was all through this love through her sister was how she could control that power and use it for good. And so she returned, and again, the whole kingdom was transformed because she was transformed. So here are some things that I want you to take away from this journey concept. One is that the hero conquers, whereas the heroine remembers. She believes, she builds this confidence. The hero's journey is about going out and acquiring what you need to prove your worth, whilst the heroine's journey is about remembering that your worth was never really in question by anyone but yourself, and it's already there. You just have to rediscover it, bring it to the surface. And that distinction is everything when it comes to how you show up in your business and how you can communicate with your clients the experience you're going to go on with them. This is very much what happens with Value Whispering. Although I'm teaching my clients marketing, I believe they already know more than they believe about how to market and grow their business because it comes from within them. It's where their brilliance overlaps with the desires and needs of their clients. And that's something that comes from within your business, within you, and that transformation that you want to create for your clients, that experience. It's not something you can go on YouTube and find. Your marketing comes from within, not from an exterior source. And that's the difference with Value Whispering versus a lot of the marketing that I see taught, which is here's this tactic, here's this tool, try this out, it will work for you, it worked for me. That's not always the case because we're on this heroine's journey, not the hero's journey. The second thing I want you to think about is why are your clients leaving the village right now? So that moment where they're thinking, I need some help, I don't belong here, I'm ready for something to change. And whatever has prompted that thinking, that's the moment you want to speak to with your clients. So they're sitting in this quiet moment of, I don't belong here, this isn't working, or maybe I'm just not cut out for this. They're not looking for someone to sell them a solution. They're looking for a guide. They're looking for someone who has made that same journey before and came out knowing their own worth and can help guide them in that same process. And that's you. The third thing is that you are not the hero of your client's story. You're the guide who's already made this heroine's journey in the past. Or if your client is on the hero's journey, a guide who already has the tools that they need to go back and save the village. And either way, when you understand your own journey, the doubt, the searching, the realization, the tests and challenges you had along the way that really showed you what works, and you can articulate that honestly, your ideal client will feel seen in a way that no clever marketing copy ever could. It's going to have that resonance. It's really going to connect with them. And they'll think, oh, she gets it. She's the person that I need in this situation. She's my guide. And the fourth thing I want you to understand is that the heroine's journey isn't just about the feminine. It's not about the heroine's journey is for women and the hero's journey is for men. It's just about the situations that the person is in. What is it that causes them to leave the village? And the heroine's journey is more about integration. It's about appreciation. It's about moving beyond the relentless push of proving and achieving, and more about that quiet reflection, integrating something deeper into their lives. It's all about that intuition, that connectedness, that wholeness. And if that's what your clients are craving too, not results or transformation, then the heroine's journey arc is going to be much more helpful for you than trying to use the hero's journey. So it's a small distinction, but maybe you're feeling how I did when I first discovered this journey, that, oh, this is me. This is much more reflective of the journey I take my clients on. I can really feel this in a different way than I experience the hero's journey. So when you think about how you communicate with your dream clients, how you integrate storytelling into your business, stop trying to be the hero of the story and start showing them that you understand how they're feeling in the village right now, why they feel that they have to leave, and what those next steps are going to be for them to get the tools, to get the transformation they need in order to return to the village, save it, or transform it. And that you are there to walk alongside them as they discover everything they needed was already there within them. It's not just about authentic positioning. It's really that kind of connection that makes someone say, oh, I have to work with her. And connection is everything. That's the beginning of a relationship. It's the beginning of trust. And then you have a really powerful start point that you can continue to build on. So I'd love to know how you feel about the hero's journey versus the heroine's journey. Did you relate to this? And where are you in your village right now? What's that quest or journey that you are on? Come and share with me on Substack at Melitta Campbell or on LinkedIn at Melitta. I'd love to hear from you. And also, I wanted to share with you that if you are on a heroine's journey to transform the way you feel and implement your marketing, if you want marketing that feels much more aligned, that connects with your clients and feels much more straightforward and like a right fit for you, I'd love for you to come and join my brand new program, the Magnetic Marketing Bootcamp. It's a 4-week journey we're going to go on together where we're going to take a step back. We're going to look at who are you really? What is that value that you bring for your clients? Who is your niche right now? Has it evolved? Is it clear? And who are they? And really understand your dream clients in a deeper level. So we really understand the village they're in, how they're feeling about that, the transformation that's going to make the difference for them, that journey they need to go on. And we're going to find your value sweet spot, that part where the two overlap, because that is your unique positioning that you can then use to build your messaging, your marketing, your sales process, to guide all your decisions. Once you know your value sweet spot, everything starts to click into place and make sense. It's the secret to doing less but better, because so often our marketing can quickly become a bit of a kid's art project. In the process of figuring out what works for us, we try a little bit of this, we stick on a little bit of that, we finish off with some more glitter, another shiny tactic, and it becomes a little bit unruly and difficult to manage and just unclear to us. And if it's unclear to us, we can be sure it's unclear to our clients. So we're going to refine that. We're going to transform that kid's art project into an elegant single line Picasso drawing that's clear, takes people on a journey, and feels effortless. Right now, you can enjoy the super early bird offer where you get 50% off that program. It's 4 weeks with a small group of dedicated business owners. Alongside myself, we're going to go on this journey together. You're going to get feedback at every stage so you can be really sure that you're creating something impactful that feels aligned and is not just a right fit, but you know how to implement that consistently, because that's the key to successful marketing, is the consistency, and that often is really difficult to get to. So we're going to go on this complete journey together. If you go to melittacampbell.com/bootcamp, you'll find all of the details and you can lock in that super early bird discount right now. And if you have any questions, just reach out and ask. I really hope you'll join me on this journey. This is the first time I've run this. It's the first stage of the value whispering process. If you've read the book, you'll know all about that. You may have read through, oh, this makes sense, but actually it's getting that feedback and that support and the accountability and the community to go alongside that journey that's going to make the real difference. So I do hope you'll join us. Again, you'll find all the details at melittacampbell.com/bootcamp. Meantime, I'm Melitta Campbell, your business coach and value whisperer, and I look forward to seeing you again in the next episode. Bye for now.